What's good, people? Sam O'Reilly, Fight Talk. I'm delighted to be joined today on the phone by Mr. Dave Allen. Dave, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you, mate.
Now, apparently you got a fight or something like that coming up, someone said. I don't know if it's quite a big one, apparently.
Yeah, it's as much a surprise to me as it's anyone else, really. David Allen, Luis Ortiz. It doesn't, it's not really anything that not what people saw coming, because people did see it coming, but it's not two fighters that you would ever expect to share a ring. So it's an odd one, but I'm very happy that it is happening. So I can't wait. Now it's only a week away.
Yeah, I bet you must be excited. I mean, how's training been for this one?
Yeah, it's different. I started training. Last time I seen you, I was sparring Dillian. I was very heavy down there. I've had the same time to prepare that I did probably the fight with Dillian. So obviously I'm not as light as I was because I started off a lot heavier. So I'm not light, but the plan in this fight is not to be light. We plan to meet Ortiz head on. I don't think he's the biggest heavyweight in the world. I don't think he does very well going backwards. So I think the extra weight will work in my favour. Like I said, I'm always fit. I am fit. So training's alright. I've got a lot of good rounds in. So I'm ready to go.
It's obviously a fight. You were quite, active on Twitter and your socials, and you were talking about when he fought Malik Scott that you weren't quite as impressed. Do you think there's a danger that that was just he hadn't fought in a little while, and a bit of pressure got to him, and you may have underestimated him at all?
I think he went from being severely overrated to now being dangerously underrated. I'm not looking at the Scott fight, because I don't fight anything like Scott. I'm looking at the Jennings fight. I'm also looking at his victories over Tony Thompson and other decent names. So there's no danger of me underestimating him. I know exactly how good he is. So I'm preparing for the best heavyweight in the world. That's what I'm expecting to see at the other side of the ring next Saturday night. So there's no danger of me underestimating him. I know how good he is. He's a southpaw. He can punch, but there is some. There's some frailties. I don't know if that's the correct word, but there's stuff that I can, stuff that it doesn't do great, and there are things we need to look to capitalise on.
Of course, he's just a man. At the end of the day, he's sort of had this air of invincibility around him, hasn't he? But not that many people have seen him fight over on these shores. Well, he's never fought here, but obviously he was on a Matchroom card, so it's one of those where people are looking forward to seeing him. Why did you want to fight so much? Why did you want to welcome him? You've come off a tough fight with Dillian.
Yeah.
Why did you want to fight so badly?
Well, first and foremost, I don't have the backing of Matchroom or the backing of Frank Warren or a big promoter. So fights are hard to come by. Since the Dillian Whyte fight, I went my different ways with Steffi Bull for whatever reasons, and I've only been offered, two of the fights since the David Price fight, which fell through, and a fight with Con Sheehan, which didn't really make sense. Only after 3 fights didn't make sense at that time. Fighting as a home fighter, it's not really viable. I've not been selling the most tickets throughout my career. I think that may be different now, but when the Ortiz fight came up, I knew there was a chance of it. You got to take these chances. I'm only 24 and being experienced, but if you get the chance to fight the number one heavyweight in the world on an anti-Joshua undercard in front of 21,000 people, it's very hard to say no. The money isn't great. People think it's for the money. It isn't for the money because I could have got paid more to fight Constantine. So it's one of them. I'm taking it for the opportunity. If I beat him, it changes my life. I put in a good performance. It does me the world of good. And if I lose, I'm exactly where I am right now. So there was no way I was going to turn down a fight like this.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you kind of had the situation at a slightly smaller scale with Dillian. It was win-win in a sense. Obviously, you wanted to beat Dillian, but you came out of that fight with a higher reputation, a tougher guy. Everyone knows a lot more about you now. But could you have imagined coming off a loss, you'd get this fight?
No, like I said earlier, I wouldn't have expected this fight if I was coming off 5 decent wins. Luis Ortiz is in my eyes definitely the top five heavyweights on the planet. So for him to be fighting me is crazy. It's a little surreal to me. So I can understand why people say, this is this and that. But on paper it is, and on past performances that I've shown, which aren't anywhere near showing my full level of ability, what I show in the gym and what I know I can do and what I have done on few and far between occasions in the ring, you know, it isn't a mismatch. You know, I can definitely match in physical strength. You know, I am tough, and I can box. You know, I can box in sparring. You know, I've held my own and got the better of true world class talent. You know, that are in and around the same level as Luis Ortiz. So I hold no fear of him. There's no pressure. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. You know, the pressure's all on him. You know, after that poor performance last time, he needs to get me out of there really. So hopefully that's what he comes to do, and it'll play straight into my hands.
You must be excited now. You know, fight week. It's coming up to fight week. You're gonna have I'd imagine the press conference, and I don't know. Are they doing a public workout on this one? Do you know?
Yeah. Tuesday night, 6 till 9 at the MEN. So yeah, I'm at that as well. So that's nice.
So you got the whole fight week buzz and build up and stuff, and obviously, do you feel, you know, does it get you even more hyped for that when you get all the fans knocking about the weigh-ins and stuff like that? Does that have any effect on you? Does that give you a little bit more of a buzz?
Yeah, it's nice because I've been on the big undercards, you know, from the very beginning. My first fight was on the Golden Boy show. I'm Amir Khan. I've been on world title undercards up in Newcastle, the Studio ones. I've been on Kell Brook's show. So, but you know, I used to be the kid that I was like 2-0, 3-0, 5-0, and no one knew who I was. I used to go to these press conferences and weigh-ins, and no one would know who I was. I used to go in and walk out, and now, you know, I'm getting a little bit more well known. You know, it is nice, you know, that people want to come and talk to me about boxing and whatever else, and you know, you do get a buzz about it, and it does get you up for the fight, you know, because if you can't get up for fighting on a show of this magnitude, with all these things going off, and knowing what a win can do for me, you know, I'm never going to get up for it. Like I said a few months ago, I wasn't planning on boxing again for a very long time, and I wasn't going to box unless the David Price came up, and this is even bigger. So, you know, this fight, you know, win, lose or draw, one thing it has done is it's got me out of a dark place, and it's got me back in the gym, it's got me back healthy, and it's got me back enjoying boxing again, and that really is the main thing. You know, winning against Luis Ortiz is kind of a bonus, really. So I'm looking forward to it all.
Yeah, it's a great thing that you're feeling a lot better mentally and stuff. And you know, for it to get you in a better frame of mind, I think, you know, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You know, whatever happens next Saturday, really, you know, I'm going to win. You know, because that's my mind frame is I'm going to win. And if I'm not going to win, I'm going to be in there trying until Luis Ortiz puts me flat on my back. You know, I don't want another performance like Whyte. It's all right, I went 10 rounds, I'm tough on this and that, you know, but this Ortiz fight, there's going to come a time in this fight, you know, if I'm 4 or 5 rounds down, I'm going to go out flat on my back. I don't want to just do the distance. I don't want to be known as the man who's tough and he'll go the distance. You know, I need to bring a bit of excitement. You know, otherwise, you know, my time on Sky Sports and match on these big fights will be numbered because I'm not bringing any excitement. You know, I'm just going to be cannon fodder for these up and comers. You know, to beat me on points. I'm 24 years old. You know, that's not what I'm about. I've got a lot of ambition. So first and foremost, I'm coming to knock Luis Ortiz out, but you know. I'm coming to bring some excitement next week. That's what I'm looking to do.
Well, you're definitely sharing the balls, and you know, not a lot of people will be jumping at this fight. You were begging for it. You was all over it, and I think people may underestimate someone as hungry as yourself for this fight. And I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a great one. You've been doing a lot of sparring with Dillian again. I think you've was that before you got the Ortiz fight? You were sparring Dillian again for his fight with Chisora.
Yeah, I knew about the Ortiz fight a couple of days before the Malik Scott fight. So 4 weeks ago, I kind of they said to me, you could be fighting Luis Ortiz. It is a possibility, so just train. I wasn't told it was on, they just said train or whatever. So, but Dillian already said, you know, I want to come and spar for Chisora. So, you know, obviously I went down again, we've been sparring. And then I got the official nod for the Ortiz fight like a week and a half ago. So I've been training 3 weeks, exactly the same as the Dillian Whyte fight. I've been training for 3 weeks. And before that, you know, I was in the gym lifting a few weights and doing a little bit of running and whatever else, you know. Training hasn't gone smooth, but training never goes smooth. I need to really, you know, next year, win, lose or draw, whatever happens to Ortiz, I need to get in the gym. I need to be in the gym consistently because, you know, I'm going in with the likes of Dillian Whyte, Luis Ortiz at about 30% of my ability, which is, you know, there's a lot of ability there and it's not showing. You know, because I'm not putting the correct work in the gym, but I am fit and I am very ready for this fight. So, you know, there's no excuses as far as that's concerned. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully, with you know, mentally a little bit in a better place, you'll maybe with a bit of luck, you might actually get like a training camp one day. Like, these other fighters are lucky enough to get, nice 8 to 10 week training camp. That'd be nice for you, not having to take these fights on short notice all the time.
Yeah, I've told Eddie. I said, Eddie, like, I messaged Eddie and I said, I've got a very good fan base now. I can talk, I can fight. Let's do something. Let's not have me as I said, I'm not a journeyman. I'm not an away fighter. I can at the very least become a British and Commonwealth champion. But when these opportunities come, you take them. I still got strong belief I will beat Luis Ortiz and win, lose or draw. I will go on to do great things in boxing. So yeah, let's get Saturday out there, and I'll worry about what comes after that.
Definitely. Now we're talking about Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora. It's explosive, and the gloves are off. It kicked off, and how do you see the fight playing out, Dave?
I think one fighter in Derek Chisora is on his way down, and I think one fighter in Dillian Whyte is on his way up. And Brian Derek Chisora is a tough fight for anyone who shows that against Klitschko, Hellenius. I don't think he's that fighter anymore. And Dillian Whyte is a very good fighter. He's a very good boxer, and I think he'll box rings around Derek early on, and then I think he'll start to target the body, and I think later on he'll get him out of there. I think Dillian Whyte, it's our boxing, so like people don't think I want to say this, but he's a very good boxer. And Derek Chisora is on the slide a little bit, but it should be a good fight for as long as it lasts. But I think with Dillian to win this, it's not going to be the exciting fight that people are wanting. He's got a boxing. Dillian's got great boxing skills. He does great things on the back foot, and I think that's what he's got to do. Because I think if he gets involved with Derek, that's when he gives Derek a chance. Derek tough as nails, and that's the only chance that Derek Chisora got winning this fight is drawing Dillian into a fight. Dillian's got to stand in there now and again because as a big man like that, you can't move for 12 rounds. But yeah, this is Dillian's fight to lose, I believe. So. Yeah, it is a good fight. I believe it's better than the Molina-Joshua fight. I think Joshua should get him out of there, really. So this is kind of the main event, but I'm hoping for a Dillian Whyte win. So I think he's got to make it a little bit boring, use his boxing ability, and it'd be a comfortable win for him.
I agree. I had the same conversation yesterday, actually. It's one of those where the build-up may, far eclipse the fight itself. You've seen Dillian lately, with the Lewison fight, and to an extent, the fight with yourself. He's not getting sucked in as much to a brawl. We all know he can bang and he loves a fight, but he's actually boxing smart. And I think you're right, if he stays off the back foot, he can beat Chisora like that and make it not an easy night's work, but if he boxes to his own game plan, I think he can get the job done.
Yeah, in sparring, he mixes it up and that. But I think on fight night, a fight of this magnitude, it's to defend the British title, but it's also an eliminator for the WBC. There's a lot at stake here, and I think he knows that Derek is very tough. There's no point going to war with Derek Chisora because, you can beat him at that game because, he's not the busiest fighter in the world. I know that sounds funny coming from me, but that's the only way that Derek can win this fight. And I think Dillian is he's got a great boxing brain, and I think he's too smart for that. So, but I am looking forward to the fight and the rest of the card. It pains me to say it, but it's a decent bill, and I probably would pay for it even if I wasn't on it. So.
Yeah, no, it's a good card. It is a good card. I'll be watching. And you and me spoke about your walkout T-shirt.
Yeah, me and Fight Talk are making an appearance live on Sky Sports box office on my Ringwalk T-shirt. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
I'm extremely grateful for that, Dave. I really appreciate that. Last thing, let me ask you about it while I've got you here. Haye Bellew, is it a circus? Is it a fight? A lot of people are saying it's a walkover for David Haye. What are your views on the Haye Bellew fight?
I sparred Tony Bellew and I thought it was very good. And I think he's a very good fighter. I think he's very good. I think he's world class. He's the world champion. But I think David Haye he's elite. He's elite level, or he was elite level. I think if David Haye's got anything, if he's 70-80% of what he was before that time out, he beats Tony Bellew. I think. Not that he's too big, because Tony Bellew was a very big man, and David Haye, was a cruiserweight as well. But Tony Bellew got stopped by Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson can punch very, very hard, a lot harder than a lot of heavyweights. But David Haye is probably the biggest punch heavyweight in the world, and Tony Bellew's been hit and been put down before. I'm sure he'll have a game plan to negate this kind of thing. He'll try and keep him along and stuff early, unless unless he just goes for it early and gets into a swinging match and it makes it into a 50-50. I don't know, but there's only one winner there. I think David Haye is an exceptional talent, and I think he's just a little bit too good for Tony Bellew. But they'll sell the fight. It'll do very good numbers, and that's the main thing as far as Sky and the two fights are concerned.
Yeah, of course. You never know. You might be on it yourself down the line. Depending on what happens on this fight, it might be another big card for yourself, Dave.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hopefully, hopefully I can, maybe get some sparring in one of the two fights. I'd love to spar David Haye. That's him and Wilder are the only two heavyweights. The real big names that I've not sparred. So, David's got my number. And he said he'd do sparring at some point. Hopefully I beat Ortiz. I'm a lot more than a sparring partner, but at the same time, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him follow you back on Twitter. I think it was after the Dillian fight, and he said he was impressed with you, and he was going to make contact with you. He said that'd be great for yourself as well. Anyway, learning from a 2-weight world champion, and even if you do beat Ortiz, which I really hope you do, you can't go wrong sparring someone like David Haye, can you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a great fighter and a great businessman and whatever else. He's done really well. So I'm open. I'd love that. Yeah.
Well, listen, in your final build-up, you're 8 days away from the fight now, taking half hour out of your time to speak to me. I really appreciate it again, mate, and I can't wait to see you in there. That fight talk on your chest as you walk in, on your back, wherever. It means a lot, so I appreciate it, and I really hope you shock the world, mate.
Thanks a lot, mate. I'll be doing my best. It is a big ask, but I'll be giving it my best, and I've definitely got a better chance than the bookies and most people think. So, only time will tell, though.
I might put a bit on you and see what happens.
If I was allowed to put a bit on myself, I would. So, yeah. I don't gamble anymore, though. So, yeah.
Alright, no worries. Alright, Dave, nice speaking to you, mate, and good luck next week.
Thanks a lot, mate. Thank you.
Bye, mate.
Bye-bye.